Happy morning, dear friends. Here's yours, Dr. Rajanta. Welcome to Demystify with Ajay. Dear friends, today we are in the first step. That is, in any machine learning endeavor, it is we have to get the raw data into our system. So the raw data might be anything. It can be of a log file or a data set file or a database, anything. Okay. So in such a case, furthermore, often we will want to retrieve data from multiple resources. So here what we are just going to discuss in this session is, we are going to discuss on methods of loading data from a variety of resources or from variety of sources, that is including CSV file or SQL database. Okay, so let me just cover methods of generating simulated data also with desirable properties for experimentation. And finally, there are many ways to load data in the Python ecosystem. So we will focus on using this pandas library. So there is extensive set of methods for loading external data, and using scikit-learn also, and which is an open source machine learning library in Python. So for mainly it would be essential for generating simulated data. Okay, now let me just start with the first one. So loading as sample data. Dear friend, kindly just observe here. We are going to make use of this data set. See, actually often we do not want to go through or work of loading or transforming and cleaning a real world data set before we can explore some machine learning algorithms or methods. Okay, so luckily scikit-learn comes with some common data sets, so we can quickly load it, and these data sets are often called toy data set. Okay, so because they are far smaller and cleaner. Okay, then a data set we would see in the real world. So some popular sample data set in scikit-learn are as like iris data. See, actually in iris data, it has 150 observations on the measurement of iris flowers. It is a good data set for exploring classifications algorithms, and here we are just going to use load digits. Actually, it contains 1797 observations from images of handwritten digits. Okay, it is also a good data set for just knowing about image classification. Okay, so let me just first of all include this, and we are just going to create a future matrix here. Okay, so in such of this future matrix, and we are just going to create a target vectors also, and let me just view the first observations alone, and kindly just see here, dear friends, when on just seeing this. Okay, so here this is the first observation of the first sample. Okay, so this exact sample, it was stored in the future exactly 0. And even if you want to go further towards this attributes, what are all the attributes is that, kindly just have a note of it. I just specify this is the digits, and go for this describe, and you can have so many data or details about this. So see here, as I have already specified, it has 1797 instance, that is records, and it has 64 attributes, and each and every images, whichever that attribute information, it has 8 into 8 image, the exact size of that image of integer pixels. So this is one among the exact data which you can just mainly use, and you can just learn about or discuss about an image classification. Okay, yeah, fine. So let me just move on to the next one, a simulated data set. Dear friend, actually here in scikit-learn that offers many methods for creating simulated data. Of those, there are 3 methods for particularly useful. One is for regression, it is make_regression, and for classification you can just go make use of this make_classification, and for cluster you can use the make_blobs. So all these 3, let me just have a view, and we just have a discussion on this. And yes, dear friends, when we want to design or a data set design to be used with linear regression, okay, let me just make use of make regression. It is a good choice. And yes, kindly just observe here. We are going to generate a future matrix and to the same target vector and with a true coefficient. Okay, and once after created, we want to just have a view of it. And let me just have a view of the first three records, and I just let you know. So see, this is the first three records, and here we are having the target vectors of the first three. And yes, dear friend, here when we just go towards the classification, kindly observe here. This is the exact classification formation, and here we are having the main attributes, and yeah, we are also having the same future matrix and target vector. And to view that, yeah, let me execute it. And here also we are having this target in ones and zeros, that is, it is mainly as for classification. And yes, finally, I just want to design a data set for clustering technique. And here, scikit-learn offers a good method of make blobs. Okay, and here I'm just specifying what is the number of clusters, and with that we are just creating the records. Okay, so here the data set is created. Okay, now I just want to specify one thing, dear friends. See, actually, as might be apparent from the solution, this make regression returns future matrix and future matrix of float type and target vectors of a float type. I think you are able to observe. While making this classification, okay, kindly just observe this classification onto the make blobs, which returns the future matrix of float value and a target vectors of integer, representing that that is the membership in a class. Okay, and here the scikit-learn simulated dataset offers extensive option to control the type of data generated. And here scikit-learn's documentation contains a full descriptions of all the parameters, but a few things worth nothing, but we are not going to make in such a thing. Okay, so here I just want to specify one more thing. Kindly just observe, dear friend, here in both this classification and regression, we have an parameter, that is n informative, n underscore informative. Okay, so this exact n informative, this determines, that is the number of futures that are used to generate the target vector. If that n underscore informative is less than the total number of future, that is the total number of future is n underscore future here, and I just also show that. So if it is less than this n underscore future, the resulting data set will have a returned future. So that can be identified through future selection techniques. Okay, and in addition, this make underscore classification contains a weight parameter. Okay, and here we have, for example, we have just provided weights is equal to 0.25 and 0.75. Actually, this weight parameter that allows us to simulate a data set with imbalanced classes also. And here it is purposely specified as like 0.25 and 0.75. That is, it just return a data set with 25% observation belongs to one class and 75% of observation belongs to a second class. And wherein added towards this make underscore blob. See, actually the centers parameter determine the numbers of cluster. As I have already specified here, we are just providing 3. Okay, and here we are having 3 clusters, and let me just have a visualization also. So by using this matplotlib visualization library, we can visualize the cluster that is generated by this make blob. Okay, and yes, dear friend, here we are having 3 clusters. So see here, so this is what we just simulated. Okay, and so hope you have just had a simulated data set of all the type of learning, that is machine learning, as like a cluster classification and regression. Okay, now let me just move on to the next method, that loading as CSV file. Dear friend, actually here by using this pandas library and mainly by using this read underscore CSV, actually we are just using to load a local or any hosted CSV file into a pandas data frame. Okay, and see, there are two things about this to note about loading a CSV file. See, actually first it is often useful to take a quick look, okay, to take a look at the contents of the file before loading. So here, yeah, we are going to have this is the iris data, and kindly just see, we are able to see without loading the data itself. Okay, and second, this read underscore CSV have over 30 parameters, and therefore the documentation can be daunting. So fortunately, those parameters are mostly there to allow it to handle a wide variety of CSV file. Okay, and here the CSV file get their names from the fact that the values are literally separated by a comma. For an example, if we just specify one row might be as like a 2, and second rows if we just specify something as like a tab or any other time or any time variation. However, it is exactly a comma separated values, but it can also be used for tab separated values also. So in such a case, we have to provide TSV rather than this CSV. Okay, so yes, let me just have a view of this. Okay, so we are going to have, so see here, dear friends, the first two records we are able to, and here we are using the head of 2. So from the data frame, we are just going to make only viewing the first two records. So this is the first two records. Okay, so we are just having a view. Okay, so yes, fine, dear friends. So yes, the pandas has one more thing. If we just make use of anything as like a separator, so if we just, as I specified, tab separator, yeah, a separator parameter allows us to define the delimiter used in the file. Although it is not always in the case, okay, as a common format issues with this CSV file is that the first line of the file, okay, is used to define column headers. And something like here we are having sepal length, sepal width, or petal length and petal width. Of course, this first line we are having the header. Okay, and even the header parameter allows us to specify if anything is there or where a header row exists. And if a header row doesn't exist, okay, we set header is equal to none. Okay, of course we are having a header row here, and that is what visualized here. Okay, so and of course, dear friends, yeah, this read underscore CSV function returns a pandas data frame. So it would be stored here in data frame. Of course, we have already discussed in this pandas series. Okay, and a common and useful object for working with tabular data. Okay, so yeah, let me just move on to the next one, an Excel file. Okay, yes, dear friends. So here Excel file. First of all, let I just view the Excel here. So this is what the Excel file, which we just have a invoice number, and we have a stock. Description, quantity. Okay, let me just view this exact file. Okay, so actually by using this pandas library, when we just use this read underscore Excel, actually it is used to load an Excel spreadsheet. And dear friends, this exact solution, yeah, first let I execute it, and I just want to know the solution. So let me just give time to load, and it is not going to take much more. Okay, so yes, actually it is also the similar solution for reading the CSV file. So the main difference is the additional parameter, that is the sheet number and sheet name. Okay, so that specifies which sheet in the Excel file. Okay, we wish to load which we want. Okay, and here this sheet name can accept both the strings or containing the name of the sheet, and even it can also make use of the integers and pointing to the sheet position as like 0 indexed. Okay, so if we need to load multiple sheets, yeah, we include them as like a list. Even you can just specify here as like a list as 0, 1, 2, 3. So that is also it is possible. And even if you are just having one among the sheet name, actually sheet name here it is an online retail. So you can also specify that here as one among the things. So 0, 1, 2, and online retail. That is also it is possible. And yes, dear friend, here we are specifying header is equal to none. In such a case, we are getting this data as one among the row. Kindly observe here, we are specified header is equal to none, and so that this first line is considered as a row and we are just getting this one. Hope you understand here. Yes, of course, dear friend, here also the same thing. This read underscore Excel, we just return a dictionary of pandas, that is a data frame containing the first, second or third sheet if you are having a multiple sheet, which you are just going to have any such things of number of sheets. If you add it as like a list, it would be returned as a dictionary. I just want to add up that point also. Okay, now let me just move on to the JSON file. Of course, you all know about this JSON, JavaScript object notation. And yes, dear friend, to make use of this, we need to import a JSON. Okay, so we have to import JSON, and yes, that is the exact file to be used into the pandas, into similar to the as like we have discussed in the previous one. Okay, and the key difference here, it is the orient. Let us just have a view of this. So this is the exact sample. So name, city, country, and skill. And here for the skill, we have two data, DS and ML. Okay, so let me just see what is the exact record. And here, even though here I just specified the two, and kindly just dear friends, here this exact orient, the parameter which indicates to pandas how the JSON file is structured. However, it might take some experimenting to figure out which argument, whether it is a split or records or index, columns or value, okay, is the right one, which one but here we have just specified the columns. Another helpful tool for this pandas that is offering towards this JSON, it is JSON underscore normalize, and yeah, we didn't include it here. Okay, so that is also which help converting some semi-structured JSON data into a pandas data frame. Okay, let me just have a view of this JSON file. So see here, dear friends, we are having two records, that is one is name, city, country, and skill. And here for the first one, Ajanta, Chennai, India, and DS would be the first record. Of course, you are able to see here. Okay, and here as we are having the second with the skills as an second one, we are just getting this one. Okay, so I think you are able to see this one. And yeah, next one, it is an SQL database. And dear friend, actually here you need to load from a database using structured query language if you all want to make it. Yeah, here yeah, you can make use of so many options when you are having an SQL database, but here I am just going to have it with the pandas. Okay, so pandas, this read underscore SQL underscore query, this allows us to make an SQL query to a database and load it. Okay, and here, yes, dear friends, of course, I'm just going to make use of this PyMySQL. There is Python related MySQL library. If it is not present in your system, kindly just make use of this pip install PyMySQL and then go towards this loading library. As I have already, so I just command this. And yes, actually, this is this SQL, of course, it is the most used to pull data from the database. Okay, so in this code, yeah, we are going to have a connection and to a SQL database, that is by using SQLite, or also you can just make use of it. Okay, and next we are using this read SQL query to query that database using SQL and put the result into the data frame. Now, as this exact working, we want to specify the connection of our database, and we want to create a cursor here. And what is the exact connection is, yes, here we are having our local database, and here we have to provide the exact host, user and password, and to the database exactly which we are going to make use of it. And for you, I just make a view of this. Kindly see here, dear friends, we are under a database Ajay, okay, and in this Ajay we have a table. Oh, sorry, here we are, and in this table we have an employee info, and selecting star from employee, we have two such a records. Okay, so this is what the employee ID 6 and employee ID 7. To just have a sample, I'm just making this. Okay, so let me just call this towards in the Python. And see the same thing, select star from employee info. Before going to this selection, I have to connect with my SQL database engine, and then towards the database. Okay, so I have to specify the exact database, and kindly just observe here, dear friends, this exact query would just load it and store the database to data frame. And from the data frame, we are just going to view, and yeah, here we go with this data. And yes, as we have just seen previously, yes, dear friends, this is how the exact loading of the data here we have. And of course, dear friend, we have explored various methods of loading the data into your Python environment, as like yeah, just scrolling things, yeah, simple data set from the scikit-learn, or you can just create your own simulated data set for regression or for classification or towards the cluster. And yes, you can just load a CSV file, you can load an Excel file and JSON file too. And yeah, mainly we have also discussed about this SQL, and each of these steps is crucial for preparing your data for analysis and further processing in your machine learning pipeline. And dear friends, by mastering these techniques, you will be equipped to handle a variety of data sources in your projects. Okay, so stay tuned of our next videos, and where we will be deeper into data cleaning and pre-processing techniques, or that to ensure whether data is ready for modeling or not. So if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. And thank you for watching, dear friends. Happy learning.